And we are back at Up North at 4, and we have officially landed.
That was fun. That was a blast. Did you have a good time?
I did have a good time. We were up there for about an hour.
We flew over to Iron Mountain.
Yes.
It was fantastic. And what a great instructor you had, too.
I had a great instructor. It definitely actually kind of gave me a thought, like maybe I could do this kind of as like a side hobby if I was
Of course
interested.
you could.
Yeah, 6 months of training.
You can do anything, Agnes.
What was your thought up in the air? You know, because I've been in a plane once, like a plane that you guys just were in. And I was just surprised at how many lakes there are in the Northwoods. I know that sounds silly, but just it was beautiful.
A lot of trees.
Yep.
The leaves didn't turn. I mean, not quite. Geoff, how did you feel in the in the back seat?
Well, we had a fantastic view. We took off and we headed right around Eagle River and then over to Minocqua and then and then Iron Mountain, right?
Yes.
So it was just like. It was all like trees
Geoff,
and lakes.
were you scared though? Because
no,
I was.
No. It was weird being in the back seat though, because as an instructor, I'm used to being like where your instructor was there. But she did a fantastic job for her first time in a plane, like learning how to do this.
Yeah.
Like you just picked it up. We were doing like some maneuvers, and she was just like everything was very.
Yeah.
You're natural.
Yeah, because it was like the whole pivoting, and you had to go careful. I guess like some students for their first time, as Brian mentioned, sometimes they go fast because they're scared or nervous.
George, put the camera on Theo for a second if you could.
It a little
George,
fast.
look at Theo. That's not Theo camera. Don't look him in the eye. he's just like, he's very interested in the story.
I've never seen him in that position before.
Me neither. So yeah, that was great. Great experience. I would definitely do it again.
Yeah.
And then, George, cue up some Beefarama footage if you can. But I will say, what surprised me is you got to push in to go down, right? And you pull back to go up. I didn't really know that until actually I was.
And on the ground, you steer with your feet.
Right, that too.
So at first she was kind of like, what?
Yeah, at first I had to get used to it. But what else did I look for though? I remember looking for something. A radio.
Oh yeah, the radio. She looks at me and she goes, "How do you turn the music on?"
I was looking for radio.
Well,
kind of get it going,
There's Beefarama.
I had a great time this weekend at Beefarama in Minocqua, and it's always a great celebration, Geoff, right?
It was fantastic. 80 degrees, sunny. I think really good crowds this year. And look at this beef. I judged the charcoal category. You had the
wood smoked.
Yep. And there wasn't a bad beef. There wasn't a bad beef.
Not at all.
And then, of course, we won. We awarded the prizes at the end, and it was fantastic. So,
yeah, it was
for everybody who went to Beefarama this year, it was.
Yeah, and a cow.
Yeah, how did that go?
I'll have to show you a picture of that, but I don't know who won, but it was just very fun.
For us, JJ Akers won was the best.
No, she's talking about the cow plop.
Oh, yeah, the cow plop.
So the cow,
sorry.
It was in the bingo thing. Well, we also have a couple other things. I think, George, if you can bring up the Jimmy Carter, but he turned 100 today. He's the only U.S. president ever to turn 100 years old. And, he's just a good guy, right? He did so much work after his presidency. He's really a model of what to do after you're president. Yeah,
40 years with Habitat for Humanity, helping to build homes for people. Of course, he's been out of the public eye for the last probably 2 years or so, mostly, as he, gets older in age. But what a person, what a personality, and what a genuine guy who believes that after his presidency, his job was to give back. And he did that, to live that life, a long, long life. And he's 100 and just kicking now, sorry.
Yeah, he's just kicking. And let me show one more picture here. This is, I think, a Lego box.
It's a box.
Floor director Mike would appreciate it.
Boxes are.
But I don't think Jimmy Carter is allowed to do Legos anymore because the age restriction on Legos is 4 to 99. So they cut him off.
Oh, wow, you looked at that.
No more Legos for Jimmy Carter. So.
We need to write Legos and be like, hey, you should change this rule. Jimmy wants Legos. But that happened this morning. That story is true this morning by Starbucks.
Oh, the Starbucks,
No pumpkin spice this morning.
I mean, it's Starbucks,
I'm sorry,
and I'm not surprised.
So you missed the top part of the show, right?
Okay.
Well, I went to Starbucks this morning, asked for a pumpkin spice latte.
Right, it's October.
And she told me we are out of pumpkin spice latte.
Wow.
Pumpkin spice.
That's pretty
And my
early
reply to her was, it's October 1st. You have a whole month to go.
How are you going to stock it up in time? Which I'm sure they will.
I had a moment, so I'm like, Starbucks.
I'm going to call Starbucks during the break, but let's take a break. We'll be right back.